Okay, friends, welcoming you to our chair yoga class today, chair yoga for Waldenstroms. This will be a shorter, gentle class that is designed to tackle maybe some of the symptoms you experience as a result of having Waldenstroms or going through treatment for Waldenstroms. Or perhaps you're joining us directly from the infusion chair. And that, if that's you, you're more than welcome to be here, and we're so glad that you are. So let's go ahead and get started. We did press the record button, but hang on one second. Okay, so let's get started right away. We're going to rub our hands together. Just rubbing our hands together, creating a little bit of warmth in the hands. Now, it may be very warm where you're practicing, so we don't do this too long. And then what I'm going to do is just cup my palms over my eyes and see if I could just take a little break. Taking a break from everything that's going on around me and beginning to notice my breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth, arriving in whatever state of being I'm in. Some of you have shared with me that you're feeling fatigued or recovering from an illness. Some of you are bouncing off the walls with energy. You know who you are. And some of you caring for some pretty debilitating neuropathy symptoms today. So we're going to do a general overall tune-up for these, for you, just holistically speaking. Bringing the hands down, maybe you want to just rub the face for a moment. Maybe there's a part of the face that feels tight. It could be the jaw, it could be the area between the eyebrows. So we're just noticing the face, getting started. Welcoming you. Taking this opportunity for a little bit of self-care. And that might look like a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So if there's something that you would rather be doing than what I'm doing, that would be better for you, I really invite you just to listen to your body. All right, so let's get started with a little bit of my favorite, only a little bit of my favorite kind of breath exercise. So have you ever heard bees in a garden? That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be sounding like bees. And we can imagine all of our friends in this Zoom room making the same humming sound like that of a bee all over the world. And we're all droning in our gardens together. So we're going to start with a nice tall spine. You could be seated, you could be standing, whatever feels good. And I'm just going to relax my shoulders down away from my ears. And I'm going to do this inhaling through my nose. And as I exhale with my mouth closed, I'm just going to create a little humming sound. Breathing in. For 2 more. Coming back to some regular breaths and just noticing how that made you feel. So we're going to be returning and revisiting our bees breath throughout today's class and just trying it on a few times, because one little session of 5 bees breaths isn't really going to give you the benefit of the practice. which could be immune system boosting, it could be calming, and many other things that you tell me bee's breath does for you. So let's go ahead and get started with a little bit of movement. I'm going to look to my right. So I'm just turning my head to the right, coming back to center, looking to my left. So I'm just looking from side to side, noticing how far I can move my head, just my head, not my body, to one side and the other. And noticing if one side feels more fluid or more restricted, without judgment, just noticing what that feels like. And last one to the left. And then we'll come back to center, and I'm just going to lift my head up a little bit and then tuck my chin down towards my chest. So we're breathing in, lifting up, breathing out, tucking the chin down. Doing a few more of these to your own pace. And maybe one more. A lot of us caring for neck tension, and some of us caring for neck issues. So I'm going to add sound vibration to the range of motion for my neck. So I'm going to bring my chin to the right, and as I come back to center, I'm just going to say the word, the seed syllable sound. Ooh. We're inhaling to the left, coming back. Ah. Let's go back to the right. Inhale right. Ooh. To center. Inhale left. Back to center. Ah. And one more time like that. Breathing to the right, back to center. Ooh. Inhale left. Ah. Beautiful, friends. Now we're going to be looking up again, and we're going to be saying E, and as we look down, we're going to be saying So we're breathing in as we come back to center. E. Inhaling, tucking, looking down. Coming back to center. Inhale, lift. E. Inhale, tuck. And one more like that. Inhaling. E. Last one. And then just go ahead and make some circles. And if there was one sound that you really enjoyed making, you could make that here. Maybe it was an ah, or an ooh, or an But allowing the sound vibration to be part of your practice, because this can help relax our muscles. That's one reason why we would incorporate sounds into our practice. So just circling the head from side to side. You could change directions, right? Maybe you're finished with your neck circles. And if there's any other way you would like to care for the head or neck or face, doing that now before we move on to a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of hands. All right, so I've got my feet planted on the floor, and I'm going to lift my shoulders up just a little bit, see if I can roll them back and then down. So just lifting the shoulders, rinsing them up, back and down a few times. Just shrugging off all of that stress that I have been carrying around with me. Right? Or maybe if I haven't been, I'm just making some little protective shrugs so that it doesn't land on me. Just letting go of holding that in my shoulders. Beautiful, maybe one more. All right, and then let's see how it would feel to stretch the right arm out. Can you show me that right hand? Beautiful, Louie. And then I'm going to tip my fingers back towards my face. I'm getting a really big wrist stretch. My gaze is straight ahead for now, and I could find a place to gaze that maybe isn't the monitor if I'd like to just kind of connect with my breath. And then I'll make a fist around my thumb and drop my knuckles down. We're breathing in, lifting the hands, spreading the fingers. Breathing out, fist around the thumb, dropping it down. And one more time, inhale, spread. And exhale, fist. Beautiful. We'll keep that hands lifted and tilt the left ear away from that arm. And we're going to be making some circles. They could be little circles, they could be big circles. The hand could be moving very quickly, the hand could be moving very slowly, whatever feels good. And I'm just going to let this arm come down little by little. Little by little, bringing my hand behind my back or resting my hand on my hip and spinning my chin down so I'm peeking at that left shoulder and taking a few breaths, breathing in through the nose, maybe sighing it out the mouth. And then just coming back up and taking a moment to notice what is the difference that I'm feeling between the right and the left sides. Do you feel a difference in the right and the left side of your body? A lot of you saying yes on that. Maybe not so much for Louie. It's all vibrating at such a higher frequency. We have a young grandson joining us today. So let's try the other side. I'm going to bring that left arm out to the left. Lots of space between the fingers, tilting those fingertips back. And then I'll make a fist around my thumb, drop the knuckles down. That's beautiful, Bev. Breathing in, lifting, spreading. Exhaling, knuckles down. And one more. So beautiful to see you here today, Beth. And knuckles down. Let's keep the hand lifted now. We'll tilt that right ear to the right shoulder. So this is just designed to give you a little bit of stress relief in the shoulders and the neck. I'm just creating these little circles that move ever downward. Big, little, small, fast, however you want to do them. And eventually you can bring that arm behind the back, that left arm behind the back. And I'm spinning my chin down towards my right shoulder. I'm taking a couple of breaths. Maybe even sighing it out the mouth. Beautiful. And then we can open both arms out to the sides. Push the chest forward, arching the back. Got it, very nice. And then I'll interlace my fingers in front of the body and see how it would feel to just sort of pull the arms away from the body. Really good. You've got it. Inhale, lifting and opening the wings. And exhaling, interlacing, just doing what feels best. Creating a little space in the upper back. You've got it, Joe. Inhale, open, arch. Exhale, close. Pull the arms away. And we'll take one more like that. And this time I'm just going to go in for the hug. And I'm going to give myself a hug. One arm on top, doesn't matter which. I'm going to tuck the chin and imagine that I'm receiving a whole rain of gold stars just for coming to this class today. Shimmering gold stars. Opening the arms wide. Opposite arm on top, another hug. another cascade of gold stars falling upon you. And then coming out of my hug. And I'm just going to lean forward a little bit in my chair. And I've got my hands on my knees. I'm going to keep my back straight-ish, because we do have natural curves in the back. And my chin is tucked, so I'm not leading with my chin like that. And I'm going to create what we call lion's breath. So lion's breath is designed to help stretch the jaw and release tension in the jaw and the neck. So it's done by opening the mouth, sticking out the tongue, and creating a little sound like that of a lion. So we're doing a lot of sounds today. So I'm leaning forward in my chair. My fingertips are extended like my claws are ready to pounce. And then I'll create my lion's breath. Don't force it. Imagine that this is helping you detox. Anything you need to get out of your system for 2 more breaths. And one last one. All right. And then we'll come back up to sit. And maybe you have something standing by you can take a little sip of. And if you don't, you can go get something. Or you can just imagine cool water on the tongue. All right. Very good. Let's go ahead and move to a little bit of a wider stance. So I'm going to take my feet out to the sides after you've had your little sip of water. Got my feet out to the sides. Good job, Louie. And I'm going to take a circle of my torso. So my feet are rooting down, my sit bones are rooting down. I've got a nice wide stance, and I'm waking up my spine. So our class is sort of designed to move the body a little bit in a lot of places, thus get the energy flowing without depleting so many of us caring for fatigue. And then I'll move my body in the other direction, circling the other direction. And slowly coming back to center. And I'll get into my side bend. So I'm going to lift my right arm up and over. And I'm going to let my left shoulder relax. And I'm going to imagine that I can breathe out of the right side of my body. Imagine fish gills opening and closing with your breath. I'm not forcing it. And we'll try the other side, lifting that left arm up and over, right shoulder's relaxed, my little fish gills opening, closing. You got it. A couple more on each side, going at your own pace, maybe flowing a little more, and really getting that extension so we're reaching up rather than just bending to the side. You've got it. One more on each side. So really helping ourselves out, especially if we've been recovering from an illness. We use these little muscles between the ribs for breathing and for coughing. So sometimes that might be sore for folks who are coughing a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and take hold of our chair, and I'm going to step my feet back in and step my feet back out. Warming up my hips. Stepping in, stepping out. And I'm trying not to have my body move too much. I'm trying to keep my core nice and stable. You got it. And then we'll come back. Next time you step to center, come on back. And I'm going to bring both arms out in front of me like I'm holding on to the subway straps. And this time I'm going to walk opposite arm, opposite leg out and in. Right? So if this is the first time you're doing this, great. We're going to be creating some new neural pathways, and it might be really, really hard. And that's perfectly fine. You can kind of laugh at yourself a little bit. Now I've been doing this a while, so I've gotten used to it, but the first time I did it, I really had to concentrate. Opposites out, opposites in. You can take your gaze to the floor. That's helpful for me. Opposites in, opposites out. And maybe you want to do one where you bring everything in and everything out. Everything in. This is a good one for Louie, and everything out. And one more time, everything in and everything out. And then I'm just coming back and placing my hands in my lap. And I'm going to take a few more of those bees breaths. So I'm feeling a little bit more warmed up. I'm going to close my eyes and see if I can notice where in my body I feel the vibration. So I'm closing my eyes and doing a few rounds, 5 bees breaths in a row, where we inhale through the nose, and as we exhale with the mouth closed, we just create a humming sound. And letting that go, coming back to your regular breathing, holding onto the chair again if you like, and stretching out the right leg. So I'm holding up the right leg, and I'm going to point and flex that right foot. Can you point your toes? Can you point your toes back towards your face? And then let's switch sides. So I've got the left leg extended. I'm going to point and flex. Good. And then I'll come back and we'll go ahead and take a moment to decide whether you would like to come to a standing posture and do some standing poses. And if that's you, you can mindfully come up to stands. Make sure you have something to hold on to nearby. If you're remaining seated, that's great, and we can take good care of ourselves in a seated posture too. All right, very nice. Using the core to stand, beautiful. Just coming up, whether I'm seated or standing, coming up onto my tiptoes and releasing back down nice and slow. I'm lifting up onto my tiptoes and releasing down back to the floor. And I'm gradually trying to do this without the support. Right? So maybe it's one arm lifting, maybe it's 2. I'm going to take 3 more of these tiptoe floats. See how high you can go and see how slow you can go. Find a place to gaze that's not moving. All right, and then we're going to come down into our little chair pose. So I'm bending my knees, bringing my hips back, pulling my belly towards my spine, and I'm just going to bring my hands to heart center. I'm in my chair pose. I'm ready to go. I'm going to inhale and lift my arms, straighten my knees. Exhale, hands to heart center, sink back down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, maybe it's just the arms lifting. Exhale. Got it. Last one, inhale. Good. Exhale. And then I'm coming up to stand, taking a little bit of a wider stance, and we'll take some hip circles. Right, if you're seated, you could do more torso circles. Circling my hips in one direction and then the other. That's beautiful, Karen. Continuing to do what feels best for you. All right, and then I'm coming back to center, and I'm going to get into another set of side bends. So I bring my right arm up, and I'm going to let my left arm be really loose and dangly. In fact, I might swing it a little bit. So I'm bringing space into this left shoulder. Beautiful. And trying the other side. So lifting the left arm. See how that would feel? And then we're letting the right arm relax and dangle, even swinging the right arm a little bit. Trying that one more time. Each side. You've got it, Louie. Give me that right arm and that left arm loose. You got it. And left arm lifting, right arm relaxed. All right, now in my travels over the weekend, I did happen to see one of those wind sock people outside a car dealership. And I thought of you guys because sometimes we do this fun practice where we imitate that dance, where we just let our bodies move. So I'm gonna have that visual in my mind, and I'm gonna go ahead and just let the wind take me up and flow me around. I'm gonna not care what I look like. I'm just going to feel what it feels like to be in my body and be infused with the wind. I thought that maybe Louie and Anne might like this one. All right. It always brings a smile when I see one of those windsock people. Even more so to be one myself. All right. And then I'm just going to let my arms swing and dangle. That's right. Okay. And then we'll get a little stretch here. So I'm going to take my hands to the back of my chair or countertop or wall, take some steps back, and find my version of a downward facing dog. So I'm looking to get a stretch to the back of my legs, and I'm also looking to lengthen my spine. If I have glaucoma, my head lifted. And if you're seated for this, you could simply lean forward and take a forward fold with a flat back. So we're trying to avoid rounding the spine, those of us caring for osteoporosis today. Good. Inhaling, slowly making your way up. We're stepping just the right foot forward and spinning the left foot out a little bit, bending into that right knee. Coming into our warrior one. Nice wide base, walk the right foot to the right. So here's my warrior one foot foundation, and then you can decide what you want to do with the arms. So the torso's nice and upright. My hands could come to heart center perhaps. Or maybe I'm lifting both arms up. Or maybe I'm holding onto my chair the whole time. Whatever feels right and good for you. Maybe you want to flow a little bit within the shape. You could lift the arms up, bring them to heart center, sink into the knee. So I love this particular pose, helping me to stretch my hip flexors, which can get tight as a result of sitting a lot. Okay, let's come out of this, and I'm just going to switch sides. Left foot forward, right foot back, sinking into that left knee. That right foot is out to the side a little bit, and I'm nice wide base. My torso is upright, pulling my belly towards my spine, finding what feels best for my hands. You could squeeze that right glute a little bit. And then maybe you want to flow a little bit. Breathing with your movement. Or two more. All right, and then I'll go ahead and step my foot back and come back to my downward facing dog. Maybe you want to pretend that you have a tail and wag it here a little bit. And then very slowly coming back up to stand. Maybe you take a little sip of water. We're going to do one more standing pose. So let's go ahead and, in our mind's eye, picture those flamingos standing on one leg. And that is what we're going to become. And even if you're not standing, you can visualize this flamingo stance. So let's go ahead and start with the weight in the right foot. Pick up that left leg and hug it in. Pull the core in, if that would feel okay. Squeeze that right glute muscle, if that would feel okay. And I'm working towards just standing on one leg. And finding a place to gaze that's maybe far away and noticing my peripheral vision. What's underneath me, to the sides of me. Really taking that in, wobbling out of it. If I wobble out of it, that's fine. I'll come right back to it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good, guys. Kick out that right leg. And when you're ready to switch it to the other side, little bendy bounce and weight in the left foot. Pick up the right leg, hug it in. Find your edge, right? So I'm purposefully looking to find my wobble. If this is so easy that I won't wobble, I might close my eyes. And then I really will wobble. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you're just incredible at this. And just finding that place where you can work a little bit. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice, guys. Kick it out. Even if you wobbled the whole time, you're getting those gold stars because that is where we find our improvement. So I'm going to come to sit very mindfully. Right, if there are any other movements your body wants to make before we sit down. I just saw somebody doing some windmills. That's a really nice Tai Chi movement that we've been learning, just swinging the arms and twisting the torso while keeping the head pointing straight ahead. And then when you're ready, you can come, maybe take another sip of water and come to sit. Mindfully coming to sit. And we'll cross that right ankle over the left knee. Some of us who care for sciatica might enjoy this stretch. Or if you have tight glute muscles. Of course, you'll talk to your doctor if you have any ongoing lingering pain issues. So holding on and then reaching the heart forward a little bit if you would like more sensation. Maybe you're already feeling a lot of sensation. And while you're here, you can also rub that right foot a little bit. Getting my stretch and my foot massaged at the same time. Massage is encouraged for those of us with peripheral neuropathy and other foot issues. When you're ready, you can come out of it, sit up tall, cross the knee over, and using the muscles in the core, we're going to take a twist to the right, let the arms rest. So I'm twisting to the right using my muscles in my core, letting my shoulders relax, keeping my chin tucked. Big breath in, big breath out. And coming back to center, switching sides. I've got the left ankle over the right knee. And I'm reaching into my hip stretch. Maybe this feels different. If this isn't accessible to you today, modifying it so that it is. And that will be up to you. Since I can't be with you in each and every room, it's hard for me to modify, but I try. So go ahead and take that stretch that works for you. Maybe rub the bottom of that left foot. Maybe you want to look at the earth. And when you're ready to come out of it, we'll just cross that knee all the way over. So that left knee is nestling on top of the right. And we're inhaling tall. As we exhale, we're twisting to the left. Can you twist to the left? Peeking over that left shoulder, allowing both shoulders to soften. Unwinding back to center and taking one more stretch, or making any other movements the body's asking for. Maybe you want to do some wrist circles. Maybe you want to do another back bend, side bends. And then we'll close our class with a little bit more bees breath and a little bit of a meditation. So go ahead and come to relax however you would like to. Some of you like to lay down. Some of you might like to just stay exactly where you are. But I'm going to take a moment to just get myself into a posture where I feel comfortable. And I'm going to close my eyes or soften my gaze down and just let my whole body take a little break, a little recharging break. As I breathe in, I'm filling my body with the breath. As I breathe out, I'm letting go of effort in my shoulders and my arms and my hands. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go of effort. Seeing if I could release effort through my legs into my feet. Just let my legs and my feet rest, relax. So my limbs are loose, relaxed. And I can allow my belly to soften. So refraining from sucking in my gut and just allowing the belly to be full and soft as I take a breath in. The belly rises like a balloon. As I breathe out, deflating like a balloon. And I could stay just here, relaxing, breathing like this, or I could add some bees breath if I would like, some more sound vibration, allowing the sound vibration to travel to any part of the body that needs a little extra support right now. For one more. And just staying one moment longer in this stillness, feeling the connection of all of the other Waldenstrom's friends who are here live or watching the recording or maybe couldn't make it to class. And we can send out our tendrils of support to one another, both to give and to receive. And when you're ready to begin to come out of your resting meditation, you can bring the hands together. at heart center. This is optional, of course. And I'll create the sound of 1 Om and 3 Shantis. The word Shanti means peace. You can listen, or maybe you want to join in on your ends. Breathing in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And thanking you so much for your practice today, my friends. Namaste.